Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Watches and Wealth, where I make watch and wealth orientated videos. In this video I'll be reviewing the Seagull 1963 in 38mm with the mechanical ST1901 movement in its full set. Let's get started. I'll first give a quick rundown of the box and inclusions on original purchase, then on to the watch itself. The Seagull 1963 comes in a variety of different boxes, with different inclusions from an array of sources and manufacturers. This specific watch comes with a slide-out outer box with the inside box labelled mechanical, with the company logo being a star. Opening up the box, we have a manufacturer's card stating when and where I purchased this watch, as well as my unique watch number. These will also vary from manufacturer to manufacturer. Also included is a manual card stating how to set the watch in English and Chinese, which I'll demonstrate later in the video. These cards are great inclusions to have when buying a watch because they give a quick rundown on how to set it with diagrams. The first of two included straps is the generic green NATO strap. While these do look good aesthetically, they do suffer in quality. Pulling up the upper box, we are greeted with a spare brown leather strap. The strap slides in through pins as opposed to the NATO's push-through system, and feels a bit more quality overall. Now onto the watch itself. The mechanical Seagull 1963 38mm chronograph with the ST1901 movement and exhibition case back. I purchased this watch 2 months ago and overall I'm impressed by the quality for such a low price. The dimensions of this watch are as follows: 14mm thick, 47mm lug to lug, 18mm lug width with a 38mm diameter. This watch ranges from 38 to 42mm and they'll suit 6 to 7.5 inch wrists. The case is a polished 316L stainless steel. The glass is sapphire crystal. These Seagulls also come in acrylic crystal. The dial has an off-white surface. We have gold highlighted indices and markers without a second counter markers. The chronograph subdials labels the seconds per minute and minute counters. The hour, minute and subdial hands are blue highlighted with a striking red second hand. The 21 yuan translates to 21 joules with an engraved red star above it. They've executed the olden day look very well on this dial. On the side of the watch we have a start-stop pusher, the crown with a nice engraved star on it, and the last pusher is a reset timer. In order to set the watch, turn the crown as it sits clockwise 15 to 20 times. Be careful not to overturn it to avoid overload on pressure on the mainspring and other components. Once moving, pull the crown out and now you've activated the bidirectional time setting. From here, set the desired time and push the crown in. This Seagull has a 45-hour power reserve and you'll need to manually wind it frequently as it is a manual watch with no rotor. In order to reset the time once set, push the start-stop pusher and then the reset pusher, and all dials will rebound. Press the start pusher and off the time goes. The pushers and crown have a nice sturdy feel to them and don't feel skimped out of quality. We can now see the dial and second hand dial moving in unison. The minute hand sub dial will click over once the second hand passes the 12 point and does a full minute rotation. Now on to the main selling point of the Seagull 1963. The exhibition case back displaying the mechanical ST1901 movement. You just don't get this sort of finish on watches in the $200 to $300 price range with integral movement and execution. Of course some corners have to be cut to give off the look. These are artificial blue screws. On the micro scale there is all types of residue, but from the naked eye this watch is really satisfying. There's great colour dispersion on the components. They've applied beveling onto the exposed bridges and have done an excellent job at polishing. The closest translation of the Chinese wording equates to the first aviation chronograph from the original Air Force edition. Seagull and this watch have a very deep history. Briefly, this watch is a feat for the Chinese accomplishment, as it is a tribute to the very first watch that was manufactured in China for the Chinese Air Force. With the factory pre-manufacturing 3 batches of the aviation watch by October of 1962, 38 leaders and experts came together for the appraisal of the watch. After the meeting, the Tianjin watch factory started to begin the mass production, initially sending 1,400 aviation watches to the Chinese Air Force. this version being a homage to the very rare original copies. This watch is also a great entrance in getting to know mechanical movement by purely seeing it from the case back. On the wrist, the watch wears comfortably. I love the rustic military look. The crown and pushers are easily accessible and elevated off the wrist. The Seagull has no lume, however, it does shimmer in the dark from the reflective hands and indices. I paid 300 AUD for this watch, which is equivalent to $187 USD at the time of this recording. The 38mm fits my wrist well. Of course, the 40mm and 42mm options are available in the panda dial, reverse panda dial, and etc., with many interchangeable straps fitting the 18mm lug-to-lug width. I don't have any cons to say about this watch considering its price and history. However, it should be known that after 1 to 2 years, mechanical parts may need to be changed and service applied, which in general will cost more than the watch itself. This Seagull is available on Chrono24, eBay, and the Seagull website. Thanks for tuning in and watching my watch review. If you want to see more watch reviews, click on my channel, as I'll consistently be uploading new watch and wealth orientated videos weekly. Thanks once again.